Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the open book. This is your host, Lakeisha, and I am coming to you with a quick live premiere. Now, on yesterday, I did a live about Mrs. Netta and Charles. And so, in that particular live, Mrs. Netta made Charles some gizzards, okay? And so during that live, we became interested in what are gizzards. Now, many of us have even eaten gizzards in the past, okay? Either by themselves, whether they were fried, boiled, or possibly during Thanksgiving, where our grandmothers or aunties may have chopped up some gizzards and put it into that good, delicious cornbread dressing. Now, after eating gizzards all of these years, okay, oh my goodness, I was dumbfounded last night that I didn't even know what the gizzards were, where did they come from, and so forth. So it brought up an interesting conversation during that live. And if you have not watched that live, please go back and watch the replay. Don't forget to hit the like button. And don't forget to hit the like button on this live as well. So we did a little research. Shout out to Humble Me Hype and Chatty Cathy. Last night they looked up gizzards and found out that gizzards were a part of the digestive tract, okay? Kind of like the part of a stomach. So I was like, oh my goodness, this will change how I kind of think about eating gizzards this year for Thanksgiving. Now, I also did a live this morning, and some other people kind of brought up the gizzards again. So I said, you know what? Let me do some further research because one of my friends whose birthday happens to be today, shout out and happy birthday to Only One Lola with the info, okay? She said that she thought that gizzards were a part of the chicken's butt. Oh my goodness. So I said, okay, we can't go out like this. Okay. We cannot eat stuff that we don't even know what it is or where it comes from. Now, I wanted to read to you all and just give you some information. This live is a little more informative. Okay. Now, chickens take in their food through their beaks, okay, by pecking feed or grains, insects, any other little morsels into their mouths. Now, then this food travels down the esophagus with the help of a little saliva, okay, and digestive enzymes. Then from this part, it makes its way to what they call the crop. So this is kind of like a storage compartment at the bottom or the base of that esophagus. And it's kind of stored there for about 12 hours. Now, after it leaves the crop, it goes down to the gizzard. Okay. And this is where the food is physically ground up. Okay. So a chicken gizzard is basically the stomach of the chicken. It's made of muscular walls that contract, and the gizzard is aided by gritty, sand like particles that the chickens ingest as they peck that help to grind the food so that it may pass then through the small intestines. Okay, where the nutrients are kind of absorbed. Now, y'all, I didn't even know this. Chickens don't have teeth. I did not realize that chickens did not have teeth. They don't need them. The gizzard does all of the work. How put a one in the chat if you knew that the gizzard did all of the work. I didn't know that. Okay. I didn't know that. Put a two if you were like me And you didn't know that. Okay. Now, chickens aren't the only animals with gizzards. Now, because, oh my gosh, because they are a mussel, gizzards tend to be quite chewy and taste like dark meat. Yes, that's that piece of dark meat, that you taste in the dressing. And despite though their small size, here's a plus in eating gizzards. They are packed with protein and low in fat. They are the healthiest part of the chicken. Oh my goodness. So, y'all, I wanted to give you an illustration, kind of show you all what that looks like, just in case you were like me and did not know any of this. Okay. So on the screen, as you can tell, that little box right there, that, the little reddish, dark reddish part inside of the box, that is what we consider the gizzard. Okay. So notice how it has to go in through the mouth, down the esophagus to the crop, and then it travels to the gizzard, which then pushes it through the small intestine. Okay. So this is pretty much some information that I was not aware of during Thanksgiving. I have to now consider, am I going to take the gizzard out? Okay. you know, I usually order my cornbread dressing. So I may have to tell them, look, leave my side with the gizzards out. Okay. Because, oh, and just to let you know, if you go to the grocery store, you can either buy gizzards by themselves, or the gizzards may be found in the bag with the other organs, like, the liver. Yeah, I am. Oh my goodness. So now when Mrs. Netta was giving Charles those gizzards, I wondered, did Mrs. Netta know that those things were going to be tough like that? Okay. She may have needed to boil those things a little longer. I think I was reading, like, if you're going to do the gizzards, let's see here. I think you had to, let's see. Okay. So if you're going to buy them, um, make sure, cleaning them is a must. Okay. Just like chitlins. Some of you are from the South, and will eat chitlins, as we call them here, which is pig intestine. Okay. You have to make sure you clean the chitlins right. Okay, I can't eat everybody's chitlins, and I actually have not eaten chitlins in probably 5 years. Okay, they're very good if cooked properly, cleaned properly. They're very good with some hot sauce. Okay. Now, gizzards I've had in dressing. I have not just eaten gizzards, by themselves. Some people do. Some people fry them and things of that sort. So you have to be careful because they're very chewy. They're very chewy and dense. Okay, so cooking them on high heat, if you're cooking some, will only cause them to toughen up even more. So I'm wondering if Mrs. Netta turned the heat up on those gizzards, because Charles almost broke one of his teeth when he bit into that gizzard. Y'all have to go back and look at the replay to see what I'm talking about. But yes, I blame Mrs. Netta for this conversation. Shout out to Mrs. Netta and Charles. Thank y'all so much for joining. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell, because you never know when I'm going to go live. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Have a great day. Bye-bye.